Bad for your own private island. You can't even get a house here for that much. She got 45,000 acres over there. A little bit better view of the Robinson summer homes on the ridge line ahead to your front left. All their homes are up in the hills scattered around us, except for one sister of one of the patriarchs of the family. One of the sisters is kind of the black sheep of the family, I understand, so she lives way farther west. You can see some of their cattle ranch land downslope of us ahead to your front left. You're probably starting to notice a bit of a change in the landscape and the terrain as you look ahead, starting to see some more of that Kauai red dirt, less rainforest. We have 7 climate zones on this one tiny island, so you will see some dramatic changes. We left on the north side. The north and east sides are typically the rainier sides. Now, as you can see, we get rain everywhere, but it heavies up on the north and east sides. South side around Poipu is the sunniest on average, and we're heading out now to the southwest, where it's actually quite desert-like. A lot of cloud cover and some misty showers, but very little rainfall total. You'll actually see some irrigation ditches if you look below us. I see some out to the left side here. Those were hand dug by Chinese immigrants back in the late 1800s by pickaxe to harness all the water that falls at the center of the island and bring it down slope to the crops. It effectively quadrupled sugarcane production, actually. So we're coming up on kauaiheli Canyon here. This is owned by the Robinsons. They got it for even cheaper than Niihau. This entire canyon was gifted into the family as a wedding present over 100 years ago. Sunrise, there's a fire in the sky, never been. This canyon was featured in Jurassic Park when Timmy's climbing the electric fence. This is the backdrop. We only get about 6 to 10 inches total rainfall in this area, which is pretty neat, because remember, we were just flying through an area that gets over 450. Huge difference for just a few miles away.
Everybody's gonna miss me anyway. Mind on a permanent vacation. The ocean is my only medication. Wishing my condition ain't ever gonna go away. 'Cause now I'm knee deep in the water somewhere. Got the blue sky breeze blowing wind through my hair. Only worry in the world is the tide gonna reach my chair. Sunrise, there's a fire in the sky. Never been so happy, never felt so high. And I think I might have found me my own kind of paradise.
Yeah, we're just leaving Robinson Land now and crossing on over into State Land. What you're looking at ahead of you is known as the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. Welcome to the Waimea Canyon. If you look out of the canyon walls, you'll see horizontal striations in them. What you're seeing are individual layers of lava, separate eruptions of Mount Waialeale. That's how this island was formed, beginning a little over 5 million years ago. This is the oldest of the major Hawaiian islands, so it's had the most time for erosion to sculpt it. This canyon's a great example of that. The Waimea River cut through the canyon. As it did, it exposed all the layers of lava to the air. Well, lava comes from the center of the earth, so it's very rich with iron. When that iron comes into contact with our humid, salty island air, it's going to oxidize or rust. That's where the red dirt comes from, just a bunch of rust.
Dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Trouble melts like lemon drops high above the.
We're right about the deepest part of the canyon here. It's a half mile deep and 13 miles long north to south. We're cruising northbound up the riverbed. Got another waterfall hiding up this way for you.
Over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to. Oh, why can't well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you and
There she is to the right side. That's Waipo'o Falls. She stands 800 feet tall, a little bit more than double the height of Jurassic Falls. This one you can hike to. The canyon trail starts at the north rim, up in the clouds ahead of us, takes you down to the top of the waterfall. About a 3.6 mile round trip.
clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
That'd be a neat hike today. You'd start all fogged in and come right out into the clear, and man, that's your view.
Of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
And the only road access into the canyon runs along the west rim and around to the north. Highway 550 out of Waimea town. Beautiful scenic drive, a lot of overlooks. That's also where you can pick up trailheads for any hikes you might want to do in the area, including the canyon trail. We're going to climb up over that west rim, over the road into Kauaiheli State Park on the other side. Start cruising on out to the northwest coastline.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, the dream that you dare to, why?
All the way out of the shoreline ahead of us, we can see a bit of Kauaiheli Beach. That's the end of the road driving around the west side of the island. There's no way to circumnavigate Kauai by car. Our road goes from the north around to the west. The northwest coast, however, is too rugged to build one, so that's where we're going next. And you'll see this clearing down below us. That was from a fire 7 years ago from a lightning strike. It killed some of the koa trees that were growing here, so they're gathering up the wood. They're going to haul it down the mountain to the biomass plant. We also use our green waste for energy production. That's just one small part of the alternative energy endeavors here on Kauai. We also do hydroelectric generation. Right now, over 70% of the alternative mix on this island comes from solar. And earlier this year, we hit a major milestone. Kauai is now more than 50% renewable energy overall. Now to your left side, you'll see a radar tracking facility. That belongs to our Navy base, keeping a lookout out to the west for us. Up here in the upper elevations, this is where you'll find a lot of our larger wildlife. We have pigs, mountain goats, and black-tailed deer, but none of them are native. In the Hawaiian Islands, our only indigenous mammals are the monk seal and the tiny Hawaiian bat. Everything else was brought over as livestock. We're actually too young from an evolutionary standpoint for many species to naturally evolve here. In the movie 6 Days, 7 Nights, there was a scene where Harrison Ford discovers he's not on the island he thought he was on. He gets all upset about it, throws a big old temper tantrum up on top of a hill, chokes a tree. That was right out on these red dirt sea cliffs here to our front left. A little bit after that scene, they spot a boat offshore and they think they're going to be saved, so they go scramble down the other side of the hill to flag down the boat. Well, that is a 2,300-foot drop-off, so that part didn't actually happen, not even for the stunt doubles. As we cross over the cliffs, we're going to be descending down onto the south